Okay, so my wife knows someone who makes their own beer at home, and they gave us some of this byproduct of the beer that they produce, which is known as spent brewer's grains or brewer's grains, which is the solid residue left after the processing of the germinated and dried cereal grains for beer. Though barley is the main grain used for brewing, beers are also made from wheat, maize, rice, and sorghum. The remaining product is a concentrate of proteins and fiber that is suitable for animal feeding. Many farms use it for cows, goats, sheep, etc. These brewer grains are highly variable byproduct, meaning that the nutritional value depends on the process of the beer making and which method they used, and also on depending on what grain was used to brew this beer. Brewers' grains have a long history in animal feeding. Before the Industrial Revolution, farmers and monasteries in Europe brewed their own beer and fed their livestock with the resulting byproducts. These practices have changed with the industrialization of brewing and animal feeding, and brewers' grains began being used by the feed industry. Brewers' grains have been fed to poultry, but high fiber content and reduced protein digestibility tends to decrease the nutritional value compared to the original grain. As a result, brewers' grains are not well suited for the feeding of poultry with high energy requirements such as young broilers. They are better tolerated by older broilers and laying hens, is which we have. Brewers' grains can be fed to poultry in dried form, as it is easier to store and more stable than the wet form. But what we received is the wet form, fresh straight from the process of the beer making process. And you can use this wet feed in the wet form. Just make sure it is fresh. There is a very short shelf life of this wet product, so make sure you refrigerate it at the minimum. You can also freeze the grains in a small to medium-sized containers and give it to them like a soot block over time. Once again, we're going to use this as a treat for our hens. So if you haven't thought about it, maybe see if you have a local brewery or someone you know who makes their own beer at home, and you have a wonderful treat for the hens. Just keep in mind that this is a high protein treat. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to see more on our chickens. And as you can see, our chickens are quite happy with this treat. Just use this as a treat and you'll be okay. Everything in moderation. We always use our non-GMO feed, and of course our pasture raised in our backyard, scratching for bugs and insects like nature would want. Thanks for watching.